Alright, welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 36. Yeah, 36. Yeah, I know it's been a few weeks since I've actually done a review for this one. At least I won't take a break for like, that was like the second, that was only my third break I've ever taken from the series. The first break I took was basically for about 4 years. Actually, it was about 3 years, and I came back to it to do Battle Fever, to Jack, and then of course after finish Jack, I went straight to Battle Fever J. And this is only the second hiatus. This is only the third hiatus I've ever taken for the thing. That was because I was working on One Piece. Now I'm back to it, and before I discuss the episodes, I'm just going to basically, with these episodes, this one I'm discussing episodes 35, 37, which means I have exactly 15 episodes left to go for the entirety of Battle Fever J. So, I was thinking of taking a break after the episode 46 to do another series. I'll get to that. But I kind of figured, though, with only 15 episodes left, just work on the rest of it, and then work on the other anime. And then do my next Super Sentai, which I will discuss that when I get to the final episode. Alright, for these episodes, there are 3 episodes, 35, 37. The first episode is the episode where, for a bit, because he's actually in this episode, but he's not in the next 2, Header. Yeah, he takes a break for a couple episodes. I don't know if he appears in episode 38 or not, because I haven't got that far yet. So, in the case of this episode, these episodes, first one basically, we have Egos trying to plan a Operation Panic. Basically, they want to create a sort of a mini epidemic in Japan related to food, or at least a famine, where basically food is going to be very scarce, and like the prices for this stuff skyrockets up to the wazoo. And get this, that the only food available is fish. Because Egos still want to do their plan to take over the world. Yep, take over the world. So, they pretty much basically destroy a tunnel to cut Japan in half, and basically scare all the fishermen from going fishing. And that only one marketplace in the whole city of Tokyo has fish. And we have this really interesting little teaser scene later on in the episode where we have these kids just eating three sardines, because apparently food is so expensive. There is possibly some sign. Now, when I was watching the episode, I'm like, man, I'm getting some feeling that this is similar to how stuff is currently right now, with some stuff skyrocketing right now, like gas prices. That's another thing altogether. So it's easy to figure out, though, Egos is behind this. As for the monster of the episode, you see him briefly at the start of it, and after scaring the fisherman, he disappears almost the entire episode. No appearance of the monster. It's all Sawme doing all the legwork. Basically, to buy this expensive fish for ranging from 1,000 to about 30. I think the highest I saw there before the end of the episode was 100,000 yen, which is expensive. I'm not sure how much. Let's see how much it is for 100,000 yen in U.S. currency. Let's see if I can find out here, because it is quite high. Let's see, 100,000 yen is $910. And this is, of course, according to current U.S. currency. It's over $900, which, that is a lot. Yes, that is a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So basically, the way it's described here, it's almost like saying that's one paycheck for 4 sardines. I'm like, wow. And all this other food is being stored in warehouses where apparently only stores can sell fish. Lots of fish. A little bit of bakery stuff. And the first person who actually noticed it is Kenya. And he kind of does something. It's mostly, you can kind of describe this episode as mostly the team. getting involved with everything. We have Cossack doing his usual thing, just does stuff on his own, eventually finding the actual Eggos monster, and then eventually like confronting him, playing a tracer on him. And then eventually, of course, he is defeated and everything's restored back to normal. It's a quite interesting episode. It's probably by far the most scariest episode of the series at this point. And then we have the very next episode, like, apparently because Heather's failed so much, he's been put under, well, they say he confined to his house. Basically, San Diego's put him under house arrest. So Somi basically takes over as the commander while Heather is basically busy. Now, what could have been the reason why that basically the actor was not available for these episodes? My personal guess is probably the reason why, because he was probably busy or probably he needed some time off. Possibly, yes. Even though Heather himself, a lot of the time, doesn't appear more than like a few minutes per episode. That or the fact the actor was just so busy with other stuff, he just couldn't get time to basically film these episodes. So they probably just wrote just an explanation of exactly why off screen he was removed. So the plan is to eliminate Balhair as revenge for all the defeats they've done so far. This is only episode 36 so far. We are exactly at this point 16 episodes away from the end of the run. So their start is basically Maria. And we have a wedding in this episode. Basically, her cousin gets married to a childhood friend of hers. And, of course, Maria's younger cousin, Komi, that's her name, Komi, where she's jealous of the fact about this beautiful musical box, and she really wants a musical box like it, so she kind of basically borrows it, and apparently Eggos does not know where the heck the real one is, so they also plan a fake one to supposedly kill the bride and frame Maria, and there's this bumbling detective in the episode, which you suspect he might be part of Eggos, given the fact that how he badly treats Maria. But no, he has nothing to do with Eggos. And that's quite surprising, given the track record for the series. Whenever they have authority figures where they tend to interfere with, well, let's just say, with the Balhair's efforts, usually it's Eggos disguised as a real-life official. But this actually, no. It's a genuine bumbling. He's basically kind of like Clouseau. He's also stuttering a bit, but he's convinced that Maria is the bomber, despite the fact. Scene of the crime. Do you have pictures of him? He had this is basically journalist talk of camera. I actually know somebody who actually has a camera like this. Yeah, I have pictures of you. Like, I have the evidence. What evidence? That you have basically concording basically a woman that you suspect to be a bomber to cornering a manager. And do you have proof that she planted the car bomb? Because that was a car bomb. Maria herself, despite being trained by the FBI, she probably has no idea how to plant a frickin' bomb. Yeah, your evidence is based on frickin' nothing. And at first, basically, the detective tries to arrest her, and then, of course, basically, he's ordered by his own chief to arrest her to basically release her. And at first, he's like, no, and then eventually gets released anyway. It's like, okay. And the whole episode is very downer, basically, and eventually they do get rid of the actual bomb monster himself. He also, for some reason, when I should point out, when the bomber monsters first show the episode, they have it where there's actually some difficulty getting out of the monster chamber. They have the whole series. At least it's not like a few episodes where they didn't bother to use the damn thing, where it doesn't make a physical appearance at all. In the case of this episode, it does. I like it whenever that thing shows up, because it's great. It's a bit suspenseful, it's a bit trouble with it, and got no problem. By far the first monster have a problem with the monster chamber, which is quite interesting. I call it the monster chamber because I'm not calling it the burp chamber. So eventually they do find their music box. Komi is threatened by Somi, and then of course she's rescued, then she's protected anyways. And eventually the bomb monster is destroyed, so it's the giant version of it. The third one is quite interesting, where it's mostly focused on Kenya this time, and all involving them getting their hands on the Dragon God. The reason why, it's actually not revealed until about halfway through the episode why they wanted this damn statue in the first place. The reason why, because apparently it contains some device. Is it a mechanical device? No, it's a crystal ball, which apparently it's got the power of the universe. How the heck did Saint Egos know about this damn thing? I have no idea. It's by far one of the most baffling things related to this particular series. Of somehow, some way that somehow Saint Egos would know about this damn thing, but that's basically how it is. Mm-hmm. Yep. And let's see. Oh yeah, it turns into like the appearance of the Dragon God. The kid's very hesitant to have the Battlefield J destroy the damn thing. Eventually, the thing is destroyed. Not by Battlefield J. Oh no. They contact our general and mention that he uses a windmill sword. And he's like, windmill sword? So he puts on his traditional, like, swordsman attire, runs out. Yes, he runs from the base, wearing sandals and carrying a katana. And then he actually battles the actual monster. And this is actually the first time the general's actually been seen outside of the base. Like, this also is the second time in the whole entire series he's actually worn something different from his usual suit he's known for wearing. This is probably the first time since the pilot episode of this season where he's actually worn that attire and brought his katana. And eventually, he's the one who defeats the little monster. The big one is defeated by the Battlefield Jade. Also, this one also has I think it's like the Ego Sharks, which are like the double sharks from Jack. And we actually have the back of the Battle Shark basically being like having weapons back of it. And also Kenya. Because usually a lot of the time, Japan usually is someone who summons, well, the Battle Shark. This is actually the first time that Kenya summons the damn thing. And actually, it was in the last episode he did that. Yeah, I think it was. I think it was the last episode he summoned the damn thing, and eventually the thing gets let out. And then the episode ends basically after the Dragon House is destroyed. It's like, we have a few days. They're like, sure, but the rest of your days off are canceled. And I'm thinking, why the heck would the general basically cancel the rest of the days off, even though they're probably supposed to have them? Yep, I gotta say, really good set of episodes. Nothing really bad here. Nope, really strong episodes, though I didn't really like the first episode because of stuff basically going on nowadays with the rise with basically inflation going up. Yeah, that could be planned basically stuff basically in Japan in the late 70s. I'm not sure, but I don't think it was that extensive. Yep. So yeah, that's a particular view. Next one, Baruto, and then more Super Sentai. Okay, next video. Bye.